The emergency klaxon screamed through the command deck of the Jothic warship Crimson Dominion. Commander Vexler's 4 eyes widened in disbelief as he stared at the tactical display, his chitinous claws trembling against the console. "Report," he barked, his translator implant converting his clicks and hisses into standard galactic. "Sir, our strike fleet has been eliminated. All 17 vessels. Gone in under 4 minutes." The tactical officer's voice carried a tremor that Vexlar had never heard before. The Jothic were apex predators, conquerors of 47 star systems. They didn't tremble. Impossible. What could have? Vexlar stopped mid-sentence as new data flooded his screens. His blood ran cold. No, not them. On a small blue world called Earth, Angelina Martinez sat in the command center of the Human Defense Coalition, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces with practiced precision. Her dark eyes were fixed on the 3-dimensional battlefield map hovering before her, where red dots representing Jothic ships blinked out of existence one by one. "Ma'am, the second wave is retreating," reported Lieutenant Chen from his station. "They're running." "Let them," Angelina said coolly. "Make sure they broadcast everything they saw back to their high command. I want them to understand exactly what they've done." Beside her, Milo Reeves leaned back in his chair, arms crossed over his chest. The tactical genius had designed the entire counteroffensive, and watching it unfold perfectly gave him no satisfaction. Only grim determination. "They hit the colony on Proxima B," Milo said quietly. 300,000 civilians, Angie. They glassed the entire settlement because we wouldn't surrender our mining rights. Angelina's jaw tightened. "I know. That's why we're not stopping until every species in this galaxy understands the price of targeting human civilians." The Jothic hadn't done their homework. That was their first mistake. In the 70 years since humanity had achieved faster-than-light travel, they'd encountered over a dozen spacefaring civilizations. Most were peaceful, engaged in trade and cultural exchange. A few were aggressive, testing humanity's borders with small skirmishes, but none had ever deliberately targeted a civilian colony until the Jothic. The insectoid race had spent millennia as the galaxy's premier military power. Their exoskeletons could withstand small arms fire. Their reflexes were 3 times faster than most species. Their ships were built like flying fortresses, and their warriors knew no fear, but they'd never fought humans. Milo pulled up a historical file on his personal display, skimming through data he'd memorized years ago. "You know what makes us different?" he asked, not expecting an answer. "Every other species in the galaxy evolved as either predator or prey. They understand survival. But humans, we're the only species that evolved as persistence hunters." Angelina nodded, understanding where he was going. "We don't give up." "We don't give up," Milo echoed. "We chase, we track, we adapt, and we never ever forget." Across the galaxy, the Jothic High Command was learning this lesson in real time. Their scout ships reported impossible things. Human vessels that appeared from nowhere, using something they called quantum displacement drives. Technology the Jothic thought was purely theoretical. Human Marines boarding their ships through hull breaches, fighting with a ferocity that defied logic. Where Jothic warriors would retreat when facing overwhelming odds, humans pressed forward. Where other species would negotiate after losing half their forces, humans fought harder. But it wasn't just their technology or their tenacity. It was their intelligence network. Angelina had spent 5 years in the Human Intelligence Corps before taking her position in the HDC. She'd learned something fundamental about human nature. They were social creatures who built networks across every barrier. While the Jothic conquered through fear, humans made allies through genuine connection. Within days of the Proxima B massacre, Angelina had 43 different alien species feeding her intelligence on Jothic positions, supply lines, and command structures. Species the Jothic had brutalized for centuries suddenly had someone willing to fight back on their behalf. "New contact," Chen announced. It's a Jothic diplomatic vessel. They're requesting communication." Angelina exchanged a glance with Milo. 14 days. It had taken only 14 days to bring the deadliest species in the galaxy to the negotiating table. "Put them through," she ordered. The holographic display shimmered, and Commander Vexler appeared. His proud posture was gone, replaced by something that looked almost like humility in his alien features. I am authorized by the High Command to negotiate terms of cessation of hostilities, Vexler said carefully. You mean surrender, Milo interjected, his voice hard. Vexlar's mandibles clicked in what might have been frustration or fear. We did not understand. Your species, you fight unlike any we have encountered. You do not tire. You do not forget. You turn our own vassals against us. Angelina leaned forward. You murdered 300,000 civilians, Commander. Men, women, children. You glassed their homes because we wouldn't bow to your threats. What did you think would happen? We thought you would surrender, Vexlar admitted. Every species surrenders when faced with overwhelming force. It is the logical response. Humans aren't logical, Angelina said. We're emotional. We love, we mourn, and we protect our own with everything we have. You didn't declare war on a military power, Commander. You declared war on a species that has spent its entire evolutionary history learning how to hunt things bigger and stronger than themselves. Milo pulled up casualty reports on his screen. 17 Jothic capital ships destroyed. 43 support vessels captured. 8 military installations neutralized. Human casualties, 74 Marines, all volunteers who knew the risks. Here are our terms, Angelina continued. Full reparations to the families of Proxima B. Immediate withdrawal from all contested territories. And most importantly, you will help us establish a galactic convention on the rules of warfare. No more civilian targets. No more genocide. No more conquest. Vexlar was silent for a long moment. Then slowly, he inclined his head in a gesture of submission that no Jothic commander had made in recorded history. We accept. After the transmission ended, Milo turned to Angelina. Think they'll honor it? They will, she said with certainty. Because now they know what happens when you threaten humanity. We don't just fight back. We change the entire game. Outside the command center windows, Earth rotated peacefully in the darkness of space. A small blue world, third from an unremarkable star, home to a species that had just taught the galaxy's apex predators a lesson they would never forget. Humans didn't seek war. But when war came to them, they were very, very good at it.